Welcome everybody to another Steam Deck video. Today I'm tackling Sonic Galactic, which is a fan game that just came out yesterday, I believe. Look at how great this artwork is, by the way. It's got an OC character perfectly replicating the Japanese classic Sonic art style. Now, I know nothing about this game besides the fact that the production value is off the walls, as it always is with Sonic fan games, especially classic Sonic fan games, and I've seen a ton of classic Sonic fan games post on Twitter. It's like a tradition to just be scrolling and you see something mind-blowing in the classic Sonic art style. Not many of them get finished, not many of them even release demos, but this is the second ever demo. Something that I always admire about fan games is that they have very complex pixel styles, especially compared to the Genesis days. I'm not a big fan of pixel art, but I really quite enjoy it when it is complex, when there's a lot more detail, and when it's less limited. This is a really cute intro. I feel like that's one of the cars from Sonic the Screensavers universe. That's just what the design reminds me of. Get the little shrew guy in the car there. I'm sure I'll learn more about him. Tails driving, of course. Sonic napping. He could easily run alongside the car. Knuckles gliding, and we got Fang here. I have no idea if Fang's playable, but Fang is actually one of my favorite all-time Sonic characters, just straight up. I like that story mode is called Adventure Mode. That's very in tune with Sonic, you know, Sonic Adventure. Options is Fang with that gun and the hat, casting a shadow over his eye. Lord forgive me, I must return to the old me. Extras with Tails, his inquisitive mind, Inaccessible, my favorite character. Well, let's start from the start. Only way to go. Whoa, the texturing on this menu. I guess we're starting a save, huh? Oh, look at that! Oh, Fang is playable. They all got their own icons and colors on the menu screen. I love how shiny and sparkly the texturing is. I feel like I could run my hand over this and it would feel different. Sure, maybe they got some new movesets. Whoa, look at this! Welcome to the Blueprint Tutorial Zone. Wow, this tile set is exclusive to the Tutorial Zone? Huh. Oh, okay. The physics feel very true to, like, Sonic Mania, if not a little bit slower. Oh, there's a lot of drift in the air when you jump. Now, it's funny, because on my channel, that's awesome. It's funny, because on my channel, I actually primarily cover 3D content, and I don't think I've made a dedicated video for a 2D game at all. So here we are. The music in this game isn't exactly what you would expect from classic Sonic, in my opinion, but it still reminds me of the 90s with this like magical, fantastical, wondrous sound it's giving off. Oh, that's awesome! I love that they even have the fountains in the back to contextualize why there's water in the literal tutorial level. Oh wow, he's got the high speed animation too. That's a staple that needs to come back in some of the modern boost games. Obtaining an even higher speed than what you can regularly do out of a spin dash or a boost. Did he just drop dash up a wall? Or was that specifically because of the rings? It also seems the way that this tutorial zone is built is that there's multiple pathways depending on the characters you are. Yep. Just saying that right there. Another thing I'd like to admire is like this virtual skyline. It almost looks like we're boxed in. It kind of looks like a globe. Like, you know the icon you would usually see for internet? That's like that globe with the netting on it? Makes me think of the World Wide Web. Oh, look at that. It's even got a full animation. That's one thing that's really impressive about pixel art is like having animations where the character shows their full 360 view, showing every angle. Oh, that's really cool how you can still end up using the drop dash, and you can use the ability for the shield on a different controller. Oh, that was cool. I just read a brief part of the tutorial there, and it said this is a super badnik, which I find very cool, because I feel like super badniks are usually what they were called in kind of the adventure era. Oh, interesting. So you have to intentionally hit him multiple times to knock him over. I was expecting him to just knock over in like one hit. Maybe it's dependent on speed, the ability to knock him over. Wow, I am super impressed if the tile set of this level is exclusive to just the demo. Oh, I like that Eggman and Sonic each have brand new poses for the star post instead of just like recreating something that already exists. Verdant Isle Zone 1. Ooh, look at the detail on the water back there. Oh, Sonic at every angle kind of reminds me of his concept art, of his initial character drafts. I don't know why Fang is with us. Oh, look at that, rubbing his hands. Oh, that's so good. The boost from Fang's Marvelous Queen sent Knuckles off there, but he's always alert and always locked in, and he was able to catch himself. Oh, look at that. So they're mixing in some classic Badniks along with what seems to be original Badniks. Those little ball mosquito-shaped guys. Oh, Tails has even got his little pilot hat on. God, I love that cross-arm idle pose. Oh, okay. I really wish storytelling like this existed in a lot more games where you keep the perspective of the gameplay, where it's all 2D and there's just platforms that the characters run and interact on, and then you just have these really short and easy to understand moments between them. Oh wow, look at all the extra detail. It's blowing in the wind. Compared to even Mania, these little decoration sprites sitting on the... wow. These little decoration sprites just sitting on the ground here have so much more detail and shading put into them. Like, I think that Mania's art style was really good. It kind of looked like a 32-bit style compared to, you know, obviously the 16-bit games. But, this game is exactly what I would love to see out of a new official game. Either that or, like, a really stylized 3D art style. Did I just see the sky color transition from a sunset to a blue sunny day? Wouldn't be a classic Sonic game if it didn't start out with a grassy tropical area, huh? God, I love that they hit the ground and stay in the ground. Kind of reminds me of like a Rayman Origins, Rayman Legends enemy. Well, this is a cool mechanic. We've already got something new in level 1. They're like aerial dash pads with a coat of paint on them. Now, I am just playing Sonic for the moment, just to get a feel for everything, but I have so much more interest in the other characters, obviously. It's insane to me that they decided to be like, yeah, we'll make all of these people playable, and we're gonna do all of that in a complex art style like this. Because at least in the case of Superstars, everything's in 3D, so it's much easier to add in new characters. And like I said, I feel like it's really easy to limit yourself with the so retro art style of pixel graphics these days, which is why I really enjoy the 3D art style of Superstars, but if indie games kept doing what this game and Sonic Robo Blast does, then I'm in for a treat. Wow, this is reminding me of the Sega Saturn a little bit. This control's interesting. Oh, is this like Sonic CD, where I have to defeat the UFOs? A galactic gem. It's like a little shard there. Gotta love like that muffled vocal sample in the back of the victory track. Get me back to Sonic CD with that one. Kinda wish that Sonic fan games wouldn't feel the need to always return to not Green Hill Zone. Hey, this is cool though. We transitioned into sand for a beach. That's really nailing the aesthetic of a tropical area a lot harder than the island levels in classic Sonic games tend to do. This boss also feels like it was made for the drop dash, so that you can hit him from the side there. Big fan of how fans come up with Badnik designs, because I feel like Sega themselves feels quite pigeonholed into just making everything kind of basic and just a roboticization of an actual existing animal design, whereas these kind of go for a little bit more of an edgier, dangerous look. God, I love the back view of classic Sonic so much. People forget how raw those giant bat quills can be. Whoa, okay. Welcome back, Act 1 from Sonic Rush. Yeah, really enjoying this roofed forest vibe. Oh my god, that actually breaks the bridge. I saw that and I was like, please break the bridge, please break the bridge, and it did. I also love that I was able to save myself after the bridge break by using the wall dash. Genius. Now, if there's one thing that I wish you could do with this game... Whoa! That was really cool. I love that the sprite had so much volume in it. It actually looked like a 3D model. Now, if there's one thing that I wish that fan games would have, is the ability for you to play multiple characters in one story. Like, just swap on a whim. That's why I love Encore mode so much in Sonic Mania. I feel like that's a mechanic that should always be in a classic Sonic game. Like, yeah, I understand that it's to incentivize repeat playthroughs so the game ultimately lasts longer. So I understand if it's delegated to only a New Game Plus feature or something like that. But I just think it would be a really fun way to experience a game by doing a full playthrough of it and being like, okay, now I want to switch over to Fang. Now I want to switch over to Knuckles. I want to try these. What do we got in the bonus zone? Don't get caught! Oh, does that count? I didn't know what I was doing! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a better Super Monkey Ball player than that, I swear to God. I just had no idea that the game was chill like that. You know what? Let's redeem ourselves. Don't get caught. What is catching us? Oh wow, the stage even, like, tilts and turns as if it was Monkey Ball. He said playtime's over, I guess. So I guess what that zone ultimately does, it's kind of similar to the arcade machine game in Sonic 3, where you're just kind of grabbing as many rings and upgrades as you can to aid yourself in the rest of the level, and it just kind of goes on and on. What is this? That looks like a Mega Man enemy. I love the big cartoony eyes on that guy. Hello, Waldash. Yeah, like, this game is very shiny. It's got an amazing production value visually. Whoa, like, look at the reflection on the water there. It's all stringy and scribbly, and it communicates the idea really well, and I actually love that it follows the player wherever we go. Oh, and I like that we progress the level so the roof forest isn't directly above me anymore. It's actually kind of in the background. Man, Sonic games are incredible at immersing you with the scenery. Also, welcome back, Knuckles Chaotix Giant Rings. Like, the transition between Angel Island Act 1 and Act 2, where it actually becomes completely burned down, is very, very clever. And I feel like it's inspired a lot of the visual changes in this fan game. I feel like Sega kind of just realizes that they had a good game with these characters in it and these mechanics, blah blah blah, but they don't realize, like, the little details that people are actually adoring. Like, Superstars was a great game. There's a few... Oh, hey, Eggman. Oh, look at that. He revs up and boosts away. There's a few outdated game design related bits in Superstars, mainly the boss fights, but generally it's a solid game to play. But they do lose a lot of the quote-unquote charm, because I don't think they realized that they went hard on all the realism details in that game and people actually noticed and wanted more out of it. Nowadays, the Superstar art style is pretty barren in comparison. It's pretty, but it lacks detail. Interesting. He's a light bulb. Do I have to hit the bottom? This reminds me of that one Sonic Mania boss in Stardust Speedway. What is he putting in the ground? Be cool if I had Insta-Shield. Oh, is he gaining, like, friction to power himself up or something? I'm gonna need that. I guess I'm not allowed to have it. Oh, you hit the top light bulb. Oh, okay. 0 rings, but we're surviving. Oh, hey, buddy. See you on the ground there. You know, people dog on IDW about Sonic letting Eggman get away and survive and all that, but I think it is a funny way to recontextualize the classic games where he doesn't just, like, grab Eggman by the scruff of the neck and be like, where the hell do you think you're going? He just lets him run off. Oh, interesting. Is this an Act 3? Or we get to play the stage transitions? It doesn't just go and do it automatically for us. We get to play it up to a certain point. Oh, there's a boat, there's water, there's choral themes on this bridge. I love nautical aesthetics. I'm in for a treat. That's all I got for part 1, but part 2 tomorrow will be tackling a lot more of the game. If you're new here, please consider checking out my Sonic modding playlist, as that's what I mainly do, but I cover all kinds of Sonic content, both fan-made and official.